Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we have the one, the only, Josie Totah.
Hi.
Hi. And of course, Teddy.
The one, the only.
The one and the only. He's really here to just like steal the show, to be honest with you.
I'm scared.
No, me too.
I'm afraid of my career. He's gonna take my career from me.
Oh my God, you guys. So Josie stars on the show Saved by the Bell, and I'm so excited to have her here to do a look.
I'm so happy to be here.
For today's tutorial, I'm gonna be showing you how to get this gorgeous, sultry look. We're about to get into this glam.
Let's get into it.
So for Josie's skin prep, I'm gonna be starting off with a lip balm. This one is by Buxom Cosmetics. It's one of my favorite lip balms to keep in my kit. I am gonna go directly onto Josie's lips with it because I'm gonna be giving this to her. It is a new one.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
My lips are so chapped always.
This will help so much. And what I love about it is that it reacts to the natural pH level like in your body. So it'll give you like the prettiest, rosiest
She's
glow.
a scientist.
All of it.
We love a balanced pH.
I want to teach you so much about makeup today and for everyone watching. So we're going to start with a little bit more skin prep. So right after the lip balm, I went in with the Elemis Superfood Glow Priming Moisturizer. So I'm using it on the high points of the face because it has this really gorgeous luminous glow.
Oh yeah.
You can apply it anywhere, but I'm going to apply it on the forehead, the tops of the cheeks, and we'll just see where that takes us.
We really will.
We'll see where that takes us, girl. I'm gonna just go ahead and apply it with a brush just to kind of evenly put this on, but you can always like go in with your fingertips too.
I love that.
I'm gonna go in with a little bit of oil on Josie's face. So I'm gonna use the Elemis Superfood Facial Oil. This is one of my favorites to keep in my kit. It has such an earthy smell to it. Everybody that I put this on is always like, that smells so good.
It grounds me.
It grounds you, right?
It's spiritually, yeah, it brings me back to earth.
Namaste. So I'm basically putting this all over the face. I'm gonna be layering a lot, so I wanna make sure that the skin is nice and hydrated.
Yeah, that's smart.
So just working this in, and we still get that nice, beautiful glow from the first moisturizer that we put on. Okay, so last up for skin prep, I'm gonna be going in with the Karuna Renewal Eye Masks. So these have been a staple in my kit for years. They are very hydrating, moisturizing. If you have more mature skin, I know Josie does not, but if you have more mature skin, these are really great to reduce fine lines and wrinkles on the face. And I just let it sit while we do eyeshadow. So by the time that we're ready for skin, this area here is nice and smooth, prepped and just like ready for concealer basically. That's
smart.
And I do have a code for this too, which I will put down below.
The only code I have is to my garage.
So to base Josie's eyelids, I'm using MAC Cosmetics Painterly. This is such a great base to use. I've also used this for years. And it just kind of neutralizes the eyelid and it gets the eyeshadow to stick really well. And I scoop some out and I have it on the back of my hand here. So I'm just kind of working off my hand as a palette and bringing this up to the brow bone. And then same thing on this side, just starting from the base of the eyelashes and just working my way up. And I may wait to do her eyeshadow underneath the eyelashes until I have her foundation on. So I might skip out on putting the primer underneath her eyelashes on the lower lash line. For eyeshadow, I'm mainly gonna be working with this palette from Ella Luz, and we are gonna be starting off with this bronzy, shimmery tone here, and I'm just gonna place this with a flat brush on Josie's eyelids. So just starting from her lash line and just bringing this up to the crease where the eye folds. This will be our nice base layer for our soft, sultry makeup look. You know what I loved about your show was like all the fashion. Like how was that? Like
that was so cool.
Did you have like a favorite look that you got to wear as far as like a fashion moment?
I just love that like everybody from the producers to my makeup artist, like we just really wanted to experiment and have fun. And I think everyone kind of understood that. I think that was like my main thing too when I met, not my main thing, but one of the things that was super enticing is when I met with the creator of our show. She was like, yeah, it's a cool role and all, but also like you get to wear like 6-inch heels and like do whatever make you want. Like, wear whatever you want. We did so much like avant-garde stuff. Like I didn't wear pants the entire season, which was so amazing.
You were always in like dresses, skirts, like being super cute. That was one thing that stuck out to me.
Yeah, and we'd construct new things too. Like I think in one episode, like we just used like this purple tulle, and from that made an entire coat out of it, and then matched it with like matching purple shorts and like this top from Amazon that was purple. So like we did stuff like that, which was super cool.
From the same palette, I'm gonna go in with this like neutral brown tone here. It's a really warm brown, which is gonna make a great transition shade. And I'm just using a tapered blending brush and the crease just to buff this out. And what you can do is bring this up a little bit higher than your natural crease, just to show a little bit more of the color. Sometimes I wanna see more of the pigment and open your eyes. Sometimes when you open your eyes, you might not see enough of that pigmentation, enough of that color. So you can actually keep your eyes open a little bit, look straight, like while you're doing your makeup, and bring it up a little bit higher. And I think that works really well for Josie's eye shape. So with this shade that I'm using, I'm basically just building up the color. And I'm kind of just applying a little bit more as I go. So same thing on this side, I'm just using a blending brush and the crease of her eye, and I am bringing this pigment above her crease just to show a bit more of the color payoff, just to make it a little bit more rich and pigmented. So you can always bring it up a little bit higher to blow it out, and this definitely goes with like our sultry, smoky kind of look. So we start with a little bit and then just keep adding more product as we go, just to see how much we need to build this up. And I am bringing this closer in to the inner corner of her lash line using that same brush. It's pretty soft, so it's really easy to use close to the inner corner of her eyes. I always go for brushes that are really soft, and this one is by Same Me, and it's 2.5. And now that I've done her lash line, I'm working my way up to where her eye folds and just focusing still in that outer corner. So now I'm going right on top of the crease with this red-brown shade with the same brush that I used earlier, just to make it even more warm.
I feel like it's building the dimension, I can already see.
Yes, queen.
Which is super cool.
She said building the dimension, honey.
Right. That's what's happening. I can already see
you're
it
right.
building.
So same thing on this side, focusing on the outer corner and just kind of taking my brush and moving it back and forth just to build up this pigment. It is time to remove these guys underneath your eyes.
Feel reborn.
Voila, reborn. I'm gonna clean up just a little bit with a Neutrogena makeup wipe.
Really snatches it.
It does, just give it a little like lift. I'm basically creating a guide for when we go in and do the smoky, smudgy liner in the outer corner. So for Josie's top eyeliner, I'm gonna go in with this House Labs eyeliner. It's basically like a black-brown shade here, and the shade name is Godiva, and I'm just gonna use something that's a little bit more tight and dense just to smudge out her lash line. So I'm just starting right at the lash line, and I'm just going to basically build up this pencil. Best part about this look is that you don't have to make the eyeliner perfect, because I think the smokier and smudgier it looks, the better. So for your skin, I'm gonna use my Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. This is what we've been using on you lately, and I really like the way it's been looking. So pretty. This is 6.5, and I just love it on you because Josie has beautiful skin, so we don't want to cover it up. And I feel like with the Luminous Silk Foundation, it just kind of makes you glow and enhances your skin, and it's lightweight, but
your
it's
skin
buildable.
But better.
Your skin but better.
It's the brand.
So you starred in the Saved by the Bell show, and you produced it, right?
Yeah.
What was it like being in the show and producing it?
It was so fun. Such a great opportunity. I mean, I had worked with a lot of the people, like a lot of the writers on a show that I did when I was younger, so I knew it would be so fun. And
That's so cool.
I just love it. My best friend, Alicia, who you've met, she's also on the show with me, which is just such an amazing opportunity, and I feel so humbled
to be with your bestie on the show.
And my roommate. So like to
amazing.
get to wake up and go to set with her is so cool. And
I started watching it, and I honestly fell in love with it. I
love that.
It's so elevated, and it's so great for 2020, and I honestly like highly recommend it to anybody that just needs like a fun, something to watch. I'm gonna do a little color correcting underneath Josie's eye. So I've got the KKW corrector in number 1. I also have number 2 with me as well, but I think I will start off with this first. I'm gonna use this foundation palette from Makeup Forever. This is a new favorite of mine that I've had in my kit recently, and I love it. So I'm also going to use this to contour as well. I'm using this shade here from the foundation palette. I like to highlight the bridge of the nose first a lot of the times on my clients, and then right on the sides, I will do the contour. I'm also gonna blend this out. I brought it up right in the middle of the forehead just a bit, and I'm just taking that same brush that I use underneath her eyes And I'm just kind of patting this into the skin and just blending it out. I am gonna let it sit down the bridge of the nose and let that kind of dry down a little bit so it leaves a nice highlight. I'm gonna bring this right here as well on the sides of the mouth, just to kind of lift and highlight, lift and snatch, if you will. So for contour, I'm mixing these two shades here, and I've got them right on my palette. Same brush that I used down the bridge of the nose, I'm gonna go in with the lightest shade first. And I'm just gonna get really tight and keep the nose contour very close to the highlight. And I'm also going to bring it into the brows just a little bit. And that way, whenever we do shade in the brows, it actually softens up everything that we've done. So I'm gonna start shading Josie's face. I'm gonna start on the forehead and just kind of work my way around just to bring a little bit more dimension into her face. And I'm using that same shade from the Makeup Forever foundation palette and just starting in the hairline. And I'm just being mindful of her gorgeous hairstyle. So to do her contour, I'm gonna start at the top of her ear as a guide, but it also helps if you blow whistle face, kind of go exactly. That is also a great guide. So a combination of the both, starting at the top of the ear and then using that face shape. And I'm just gonna kind of drag this up and then also in a downward direction. I'm also gonna bring it just like around the ear to be safe since her hair is pulled back. You wanna make sure you look good from every angle. So I'm gonna start by blending out your nose. So I like to start with the contour first, and I'm gonna blend the sides in a downward direction. So for concealer, I'm probably gonna mix two shades. I've got Custard and Macadamia. These are the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealers, and I'm gonna use the same Marc Jacobs, the conceal brush.
Wait, how do you always like remember like what products we use every time?
Okay. Call me crazy, but I actually keep a log of every single glam look that I've ever done. It's in a glam Bible.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Like a book?
It's a book. It's a
That's
book.
insane.
It's like something that's so special to me.
Wait, I want to see it.
Okay, Brynn, bring it in.
Wait, what?
Yeah. So
this looks like an attorney's like binder.
Attorney at law.
Welcome for the people.
So this one is for 2019 and it has like literally everything. So starting with this like iconic look of Kim, it has like all the products used right here, which is honestly, this is gold.
Wait, can I see?
Let me know in the comments below if you guys are interested in how I created these looks and if you guys would like to see maybe a video on that so we can get in depth about these iconic moments that I've had with my clients.
A little trip down memory lane, if you will.
A little trip down memory lane. I love that.
I love that.
So for concealer, I'm starting off with the shade Macadamia first, and I'm just putting this right underneath Josie's eyes. And then I'm probably gonna go in with Custard. It's a little bit lighter, and I'll pop that right underneath her lash line just to bring some brightness. So we are neutralizing first. This shade is similar to her skin tone. So I'm just starting off with the shade Macadamia right under the eyes just to neutralize. But what really helped was the KKW corrector that we put on first. That also neutralized any darker undertones underneath the eye. So that way when we go to put the concealer, you get a really nice, smooth, prepped and primed base. And then once I've done that, I'm gonna go in with Custard and just kind of brighten right underneath the lashes. So I definitely mixed two shades for this look. You could just do one, but I like to go in with a shade that's more like your skin tone and then go in with a lighter shade as well. I'm gonna take Skinny Dip highlighter and just highlight the bridge of your nose. I always like to make sure that I keep my hand pretty steady so I can keep a straight line. And a little goes a long way with this product, but I do love this highlighter because I feel like it just makes the bridge of the nose really stand out. I think I'm gonna use the exact same shade that I used on your lid right underneath the eyes. It's this bronzy warm tone from the Ella Luz palette. And then also using a really defined brush. Look up for me, this is like a shader brush. It also kind of sets the under eye whenever you smoke it out with a shadow as well. It just sets it even more. For your eyeliner, I just wanted to smoke out the waterline, so I'm using this ColourPop Raw Beauty Christie times ColourPop collab, and it's just the brown one. So I'm gonna have you look up for me, just eyes up, and I'm just gonna keep my finger here just to stabilize and kind of pull the waterline down. And I'm just basically lining the rim of her waterline. I'm gonna take a more pencil type of brush. This one's by Fenty Beauty. It is the 2020 Precision brush, and I'm using the shimmery shade from the Ella Luz palette. And I'm gonna have you look up for me, and I'm just gonna kind of put this in the tear duct of the eye. I like to keep it really tight in this area and not expand this too much. And then before you know it, I'll have highlighter all over you.
Amen.
Amen. Every time I do that, I always go in with like a blending brush and just soften it up. So it's just not too intense right there. Josie's skin is pretty much done since we already did the cream contour. I feel like we don't need so much on the face, but I am gonna go in and lightly set the cream contour. I'm just gonna use this MAC Medium Dark Mineralized Skin Finish just because it's on the lighter side. I don't want to put anything too dark on her skin. I wanna keep her really fresh and young. And I'm using a Say Me brush. This is 2.1. It's nice and contoured. It's really easy to chisel the face with this one. And I'm basically just gonna go over that cream contour that we did and just set it. Perfect, and just following the perimeter of her forehead. So for blush, we have this really beautiful pinky peachy tone. This is the shade Mykonos from Buxom Cosmetics. This is the Wonderlust Primer Infused Blush, and I love these because they have an all-day wear. So as a makeup artist, this is so good to have in your kit because it will never fade and come off of your client's cheeks. I always tap off the excess off my hand because it's so pigmented. Like a little goes such a long way. And I'm basically really lightly just like tapping this onto her cheeks. So I'm gonna have Josie look up because I like to get right on the corner of the eyeshadow so that way everything is in a lifted upward direction. So moving on to brows, Josie has such beautiful brows. I love like how thick and full your brows are. So kind of just wanna go in and draw a few more hairs just to keep them nice and bushy. I'm gonna start off with this pencil. It's by Kelly Baker Brows in the shade Brown. And I like to start off by just kind of brushing them up first in the direction that I want them to lay. And then I see where the gaps are. So same thing on this side. I'm just basically looking at Josie's brows and seeing where the gaps are, and I'm shading in those areas. By doing so, it doesn't make the brows really blocky. We still want them to look fresh. We want it to look like hair. So I don't like to completely fill in and shade the entire brow. This will keep it nice and light. And then of course, brushing as we go. So I went ahead and curled Josie's lashes. Now I'm gonna go in with this Hank & Henry mascara. This is a dual-ended mascara, so I'll probably utilize both. This side's a bit thicker for her lashes, and then we've got on the other end a more tapered, smaller defined for the lower lashes. And then same thing on this side. I'm just starting from the base of the lashes, and I am giving Josie this mascara as well. This is a brand new mascara. I always have a designated mascara for my client in my kit because I usually like to utilize the wand that comes with the mascara. I feel like it was designed for that formula, which is why I kind of separate every single person's mascara in my kit. I feel like we need to do just like a few individual lashes focusing on the outer corner. So I have some medium Ardell individual lashes and a few shorts on my hand. I also have these Danessa Myricks individuals in 10 and 9, and I think I'm just going to kind of mix and customize the lash look. So I'm gonna start off with my mediums, and I'm gonna have you look straight for me and down. And I'm gonna start by basically applying the mediums anywhere that I see a gap, and starting from the outer corner of her eyes. And then I'm gonna go back in with these thicker individual lashes and place in between those gaps, just to make the lashes nice and full, but really putting all of the focus on the outer corner. So I basically place mediums to the middle of her eye, and now I'm gonna take the shorts and place that right next to the last medium. So far I've only placed 2 shorts in the inner corner of her eye, but we have mediums going halfway. Now I'm gonna go in with the Danessa Myricks individual lashes in number 10. Cute, and I'm not placing these right next to each other. I'm basically making a gap in between and then placing the next one. I feel like we need to bring even more glow back into the skin. So I have this Guerlain Terracotta highlighter. It's basically like a beautiful honey gold kind of undertone. And I've got my beauty blender that we used earlier, and I'm just going to warm it up on the back of my wrist. And then I'll have you turn this way. I'm gonna pinch it so I can hold it really tight in a vertical direction. Look up for me, and I'm gonna place it right above the blush. with the Beauty Blender just to press this in. Look up all the way. Really pushing that into the skin. So the skin and the highlighter are just one, and it looks like it's melted into the skin. For lip, I want to keep it pretty monochromatic with this look. So I'm going to be taking my Kevyn Aucoin lip liners. I think I'm going to start off with the lighter shade just to see how this looks.
I like that one.
It's so pretty. This is in the shade Undressed. So I'm just following her natural lip shape because Josie has the prettiest lips. They're so natural too. I feel like I don't ever really overdraw your lips because I love the natural shape of them. So I actually went in and started to shade the center of the lips with the same lip liner. This just kind of ensures that the lip is going to stay on all day. So I do love doing this if the lip liner isn't too dark. For lipstick, I'm gonna be using this shade from Charlotte Tilbury in the shade Super You. I like to apply it with a brush just so I can get a more precise lip shape. So I'm just taking Super You, this Charlotte Tilbury lipstick, and then just applying this to the center of the lips and shading it in an outward direction.
Wow, you're talented.
Thank you. So that wraps up today's tutorial with my girl, Josie Totah. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up, like, and subscribe to my channel.
That was so fun. Thank you so much.
Me and Josie gotta go because we're about to do a full-on photo shoot. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye. It's the small habits, how you spend your mornings, how you talk to yourself, what you read, what you watch, who you share your energy with, who has access to you. That will change your life.